Okay, what's next?
We have Chick-fil-A.
Okay, so let's
Okay.
talk about Chick-fil-A, the original chicken sandwich.
Chick-fil-A kicked off the chicken war.
Well, didn't they also kick off the chicken sandwich?
They did. So
Oh, I think there were chicken sandwiches before Chick-fil-A, but
I don't.
Chick-fil-A's famous slogan, other than eat more chicken, is we didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. So they are claiming that they perfected, maybe even invented the chicken sandwich way back
and that
74 years ago, 1946, World War II era. They started off as the Dwarf Grill in Georgia.
Dwarf Grill.
The Dwarf Grill is the name, and that
I did
actually,
not know that.
that actually still exists apparently. But they franchised out in 1967 into the Chick-fil-A brand, which we know today. They still only have about 2,500 locations, so they're pretty exclusive still. It's not 18,000 like McDonald's or 22,000 like the Taco
Did
Bell.
you know if you wanted to get a franchise, Chick-fil-A is the most economical one to get?
If you can get past the
Well, it's
Right.
also more difficult
Right.
to get through their process than to get into Harvard.
and
what
you're
is it,
not
the
a-
vetting process or what? What do they do for the vetting process?
it's intense. It's years.
Starts
in
with
the
an
making.
application.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to
Yeah.
meet with some people.
It's
They got to meet you. I
It's
haven't
only,
entered the competition.
it's
I
only
don't think
10
I'd
grand to
make
get
it.
started though.
Okay,
not a-
Brandon,
10,000.
I stand corrected on the invention of the chicken sandwich. Okay.
Are they claiming
Oh,
it?
so
Are
they did invent
Are they
it?
right?
It is believed that the first chicken sandwich was invented in 1946 when an Atlanta restaurant owner named Truett Cathy made an alternative to the popular hamburger. He placed a piece of boneless grilled chicken fillet in a bun and named it Chick-fil-A.
Wow. Okay. They didn't invent the
All right.
chicken, just the chicken sandwich. So there's a lot of
Well, I
huh,
learned something tonight when you said the dwarf grill. So I've been Googling over here, the dwarf grill.
Are you there? Are you down that rabbit hole, sir?
I have fallen down the rabbit hole, not hill,
Yeah.
but I feel like I rolled down a hill.
hole.
I
This
said
is
hole.
totally a
Did I
real
say that?
thing, and it's not just one. Like I'm looking at the images. There's a lot of dwarf grills. I've never seen one at a Chick-fil-A. We're gonna have to like talk about that another day.
road trip.
Maybe even go on a field trip.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because they have had that claim to fame. When you think chicken sandwiches, you think Chick-fil-A. I mean, that's the number one name that comes to mind.
True.
Rightfully so. It's a great sandwich. Matt, do you happen to have that with you?
I do. Yeah, I forgot that I was the guy with the Chick-fil-A sandwich.
You're the guy.
I'm
Now
a
we
little
all had
jealous.
it last week
The original.
together. Oh, look at that.
I have had several of those in my life.
Yes.
Okay, ice cold. Ice cold. I'm
Is it
just
really?
saying it right now. It was in
What?
the entire time.
It's been there for a long
It's
time
been-
though.
2 hours.
I
You need
seem
to-
to remember that last week too. And last week there actually wasn't a lot of time between we picked it up and ate it, but they didn't seal like the foil wrapper closed. I feel like that
So-
was an employee issue.
What is that, Matt? What are you
I
looking
Hold
kinda
at?
on.
think that happened again this time, Robert. I don't think that the wrapper was completely sealed. That's why I'm
Mm.
getting a nice cold chicken sandwich. There are 2 pickles on here. Well, it's
That's like 1.25.
okay, 1.25 pickles. And you know, the size of these lately, it feels like it are lacking in size.
Have
Those
they sh-
breasts do look
That's
smaller.
the conspiracy
small.
here. And that
Sure.
that was pretty common in the articles that I was reading, is people are convinced that they have shrunk the size
take
of
a-
some of their items. Okay, here we go. Matt.
Well, could that be because they're using organic chickens and not ones filled with like steroids and antibiotics?
Maybe. I'm sure they'd be the first ones to claim that. Looks like a real
It
piece
looks
of
like
chicken.
you're
though.
enjoying it,
Yeah.
It tastes pretty good.
Yeah. it's
even
just-
for a cold sandwich.
So again, not the best bun in the world, but is it the right bun?
It is.
Yeah.
It's toasted. It's pretty good. It's a little bit soggy, only because it's been sitting for 2 hours.
That's our fault.
Yeah.
Overall, That's what I expect from a chicken sandwich.
It's a solid. It's the gold standard, right? It's the one that everybody's shooting for.
Yeah, the flavor's there. Flavor Town. Okay.
Well, one thing I really appreciate about Chick-fil-A is it is always consistent.
It is, yeah. They hire good workers. They pay more than most of the other places. They
train them well.
Are well
They have
trained.
very good manners.
I just
They
have to
always
tell you,
say
though,
my pleasure.
my story of going through the Chick-fil-A drive-through. Okay. If there's a drawback to Chick-fil-A, and last time this wasn't an issue because we had Brandon run in, grab, and beat our time through the drive-through, right?
Right. That's right.
Twice.
By far. Yeah.
Twice.
But this time I didn't have a runner. So I was in the drive-through and it took a long time. I'm going to say 20 minutes in the drive-through.
So what you're saying is take a runner every time you go.
Yes. And the other thing that I noticed this time, as opposed to last time, is, well, as opposed to any time I've been there before, is the car in front of me pulled up to the window, and the guy that was checking people out with with their card or their payment, whatever, put my chicken sandwich outside the window the entire time. I know, right, Robert? The entire time they were serving the car in front of me. So it sat outside in a bucket.
That just ain't right.
That's not right. So I was pretty disappointed with that. It was a teenage kid, so I don't know if he missed that day in training class, but it wasn't the standard Chick-fil-A service that you've become accustomed to. Okay.
Well,
I had to share that. So the drive-through experience was lacking this time.
Okay.
Well,
That might-
thank you for sharing your experience.
And part of it's their success, right? They have long lines. Every single one I see, they've got double lines. They've got
Every time. That's consistent.
No, at least they try. They have greeters out there with iPads a lot of the time, trying to get orders ahead of time, merging lines
As they
together.
did this time. Yeah, they took my order pretty far back in the line, but
did they have someone out there in a cow costume?
No, not this time.
Because I really like it when they have the cow out.
I like that too.
And the other thing I really like is one day a year, if you wear a cow costume into Chick-fil-A,
free chicken.
Free chicken sandwich.
Now, one question I have, Matt, I've never seen Robert and the cow in the same room. Is there something going on here? Is that a conspiracy?
Might be.
This is the conspiracy that you're talking about, Brandon. I think Robert is the cow, and that's why he had to mention it too.
He's self-promoting.
Shout to the cow.
I get a free sandwich every year.
We'll move over.
And sometimes I drop by multiple locations.
I'm sure you do. Well, we've talked about the gold standard. That is Chick-fil-A.
Right, we got to score Chick-fil-A.
Let's
we
score
have not given it a score.
But
okay, so I'm going to base part of this on a warm, if it were a warm.
We've all had.
So you're diving into the archives.
All right.
To previous experience.
Yeah. So I'm going to say moisture level is really good on this one. I'm going to put that at a 4. Maybe. Yeah, I'm just going to go 4. Go 4. The bun, really good. Chick-fil-A always does a good job on the bun. The size of the chicken has shrunk recently, but it still delivers, still pretty good. They usually have a couple of pickles. The pickles on a Chick-fil-A sandwich rank right up there. 4 on the meat.
4.
I can get behind that.
Okay.
But
how about taste?
Taste, probably. They're pretty good. I'm still going to say 4 on the taste.
Yeah.
All right. And overall, the experience.
Overall experience, I'm going to have to say, if I'm combining the two, okay, from last time and this time, I don't know. It's in between a 3 and a 4, just based on how long it takes to get through that line in the drive-through. And then this time with that guy putting my chicken sandwich outside the window.
Oh yeah, that drives it down.
I'm going to say maybe 3 overall for the last 2 times.
And they didn't close the wrapper.
And they didn't close the wrapper, so it was ice cold. But it had 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, to their credit, who waits 2 hours to eat it?
Right.
I generally don't make it out of the drive-through before I've taken a bite.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, so it's a
All
bit,
right.
it's kind of the Costco syndrome. They're victims of their own success here. When I think Chick-fil-A nowadays, I know I'm going to be sitting in a long line. It's going to be a hassle. They're going to do their best to get people through the line as quick as they can. But I agree with the 3.
Yeah,
Totally agree.
I'm with you. So overall, that puts us at a 20.
Okay. That's a pretty good gold standard price or standard.
All right, I think it's time we talk about our friends from Louisiana and Popeyes.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Okay.
Do they ever give you the Mardi Gras beads when you go in there?
I think you got to do something for those.
Oh, well, then maybe that's why I always get them.
Oh,
You
That's
would. You would. Again, is your wife listening to this? I don't know.
She's gone to bed.
Okay. Well, did Popeyes start the fire?
Yeah.
Did they start the chicken war? They sure did. They at least ignited it to the point where it's extremely public. So what were those dates again? I think you knew them, Matt.
I think it was 2019, roughly November. I'm not sure the exact date in November. Maybe September.
It was August. You're
Oh,
close.
okay. All right,
Very
okay.
close. By the time they got back in stock, it was September. So they released it in August 2019, sold out within the first 2 weeks,
Yeah, right.
their entire quarter supply, the quarter of that year at least.
That's pretty crazy.
It was
How
that
often do you
popular.
hear about a fast food restaurant running out of food? And not just one location, like the entire
Mhm.
country
Yep.
was out of chicken sandwiches.
And it caused some concern amongst patrons. I mean, you guys have probably read up on some of the stories of
Didn't a guy get murdered?
some scuffles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's your story. I think up in
Yeah.
the or in Boston or somewhere
that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
like that, New England, that area.
I mean, people take their chicken sandwiches pretty seriously.
Well, if you're willing to die for it, obviously.
You know, if you're not willing to die for it, do you really deserve it?
I don't know.
Yes, I'm going to say yes. You do.
Probably
I don't
valid.
think you should have to be willing to die for a chicken sandwich. I'm just throwing it out there, Robert.
I've been living life all wrong.
For this chicken sandwich, maybe. Here's a quote from their CEO. We were expecting it to be popular, but we weren't expecting the huge conversation that blew up around it. If you remember, this was a social media sensation. There was a tweet per second for 2 weeks straight.
Wow.
Their marketing guy hit it out of the park.
They
I
really
hope
did.
it was an intern.
Yeah.
I hope it was too. And I hope you got a huge bonus or raise or something.
In the form of a chicken sandwich.
They estimated the chicken sandwich alone increased their per restaurant revenue. It increased each restaurant's revenue by over $400,000
Incredible.
per
Those
restaurant.
franchisees were probably pretty happy.
Just from the sandwich. They've always done chicken, biscuits, shrimp, breach.
And they got good biscuits. I think I've gone back for extras once.
I think you have. I think you're known for getting a few extra biscuits.
Yeah.
there,
I
aren't you?
may have been with you.
I think you might have
2
been.
of those times.
It's as if we were there.
The 2 I had weren't enough.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. So that's their slogan that everybody's heard.
So we're talking a lot about Popeyes. Does someone have one to take a bite out of?
I do. Here we go.
Well, I'm glad that you did because
I'm a little jealous.
the one by us, the Popeyes by us, consistently is out. They consistently sell out. They happen to sell out right before I got there tonight.
Yeah, they need to work on their supplier and the supply chain.
They really do. They really do. Now the other locations of Popeyes, I've had some really, really good experiences at. Look at that. Look at that beautiful sandwich.
That looks impressive.
Great
like,
pickles.
Those pickles look legit.
That's
And
a
the
huge,
size of the breast on this is much bigger, I would say, than the Chick-fil-A.
beautiful. That's good.
The bun is a toasted brioche bun. Okay, it's slightly different than Chick-fil-A.
Beautiful.
So it gives it a little bit bigger size, a little different consistency. I'm going to take a bite. Okay, it's a little bit cold, I've got to say.
It's been a
So
while.
the tinfoil pouch didn't do it justice.
It does. It works up until at least through the first hour. 690 calories, 28 grams
That's
of
it?
protein, 1,400 milligrams of sodium, which is pretty par for the course for these sandwiches. But 690 is a little higher, as opposed to, for example, Chick-fil-A, that was 440. Chick-fil-A is definitely a little bit healthier, definitely a little bit cleaner.
I've never thought of Chick-fil-A as like a health conscious restaurant, but you've proven me wrong.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Popeyes, they weren't thinking about diets. That's for sure.
I don't either.
Pretty good though.
How moist is
Great.
it?
I was just gonna say that's extremely moist.
Beautiful.
That's nice. So would you give it a 5 in the moist scale?
Yeah. Yep. I would say so.
Woo-wee, we're off to a start. Bun?
It's my favorite bun.
It's by far my favorite.
It's
Oh,
my
it
favorite.
looked
bun.
good.
I really like the toasted brioche bun. Okay.
It's the right bun. Chicken quality.
Chicken quality is right up there. That's a big breast. It's lightly breaded. Perfect.
How was the flavor of the breading?
Really good.
It's spot on.
It's
So, like all
it's-
around, just a good piece of meat.
It's
Yeah.
recognizable as Popeyes. You could separate that from the bun, take a bite of it, and know that that's Popeyes, which is what I was expecting from KFC.
Are you going to go on the record and say this gets a perfect score?
It's hard to argue against that.
And then
So we have
let's talk price.
straight 25 points.
Same price, so it's a little lower than a couple of them, the Zaxby's.
It's the cheapest sandwich on the list,
Yeah, I think by 50 cents, right?
right? Actually,
It's-
more.
Is it more?
I mean, okay, the chalupa was the cheapest. As far as the
that
chicken
chalupa.
sandwiches go, most of them were like $5.50.
Yeah, and I think this one was $3.99.
Straight up $3.99. It's the best $4 you can spend.
Yeah.
So they kill everybody on price, quality, taste,
$3.99.
moist. This is the sandwich to beat.
Well, I think it's official. Popeyes wins.
Popeyes wins. I'm gonna go
Good job.
on that one, Robert. Good job. Perfect score.
No shame.
All right.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
here's another thing to consider as far as the true agenda. I wouldn't call it quite a conspiracy here, but there is an agenda behind these chicken wars for these restaurants.
Oh,
They
yeah?
want you to eat more chicken. I know that's Chick-fil-A's little slogan they got going on here. It might as well be every restaurant's slogan. And it is because of the price of chicken versus the prices of beef. They've noticed that Chick-fil-A has slowly climbed into the third ranked spot in profitability in the quick service restaurants area. And they have a fourth of the locations some of these other places do. So
That's impressive.
everybody's taking note. You can make more money if you sell more chicken. There's
Yep.
something going on. There's something
Smaller,
going on.
less upkeep. I agree.
Yep. Less.
Yeah.
Then the claim is less environmental impact.
Allegedly.
There was the
Have y'all ever been to a chicken farm?
Yes, they stink.
okay.
Well, It
bet.
doesn't lead me to actually want to eat any chickens. I actually kind of want to adopt a chicken and take it home with me and give it a better life.
as far as animal safety, animal
Robert
cruelty,
just joined.
yeah, it's much worse
Save
than
the chickens.
save the chickens. They can barely stand up, right, with all the hormones and steroids that they give them. And then you come out to a farm like the one that I grew up working on every summer, and those cows are happy. They're roaming the fields. Yeah, they turn into a beef. Nice
I
Angus
believe only
patty.
happy cows come from California.
That's false.
I've heard that too.
False. Utah.
And
has
I
it
know
too.
you're not from California.
Definitely not. Nor would
From
I claim
Battle
to be.
Creek.
I am
Well,
from Michigan.
That area. Battle Creek.
So usually if I go to a fast food restaurant, I'm probably getting chicken.
Okay, well, that's exactly what the industry wants you to do. This industry is pushing chicken, and it's for a reason. So you, especially America, you're being bamboozled. You're being brainwashed. chicken wash.
Are you saying I'm susceptible to the marketing?
You're a high level susceptible to the chicken sandwich market, and so am I. To be frank, I react to those advertisements quite often. Taco Bell being one of the most recent ones, as you learned.
They know what they're doing. Don't
That one is my favorite.
Well, that's great. That's exactly what I was hoping it would come out to. But science, guys, science proved it. We even uncovered the agenda of these restaurants. They want you to eat chicken.
Money.
They want you to eat chicken, and they're gonna push you towards chicken.
Overall, good deal. Popeyes is fantastic. I wish the location near me was run a little bit better, because every time I go to the Home Depot, it's right there.
Right
Like,
there.
Oh, if that's
I
the
deserve a snack on my way out.
That's
And
right.
if that's the knock, it's consistency, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, one thing to keep in mind in the next week, Burger King will release their hand-breaded entry into the chicken war. So that'll be interesting because that's right outside the Home Depot too, sir.
It is.
And
I'm gonna say Burger King. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they're tier 2 to
okay.
tier. I'm just
I'm guessing so
prediction.
as well.
I'm thinking they'll outrank McDonald's by 1 point. That's my bet.
Oh, 1 point. I'm thinking way more. I'm thinking it's above Wendy's based on the
All right.
hype
Follow-up
I'm hearing.
episode.
So back in my home state,
Product.
that's one of the test markets for the BK sandwich. They've had it for about a month right now, and many of the local newspapers have ranked it number 1, even over Popeyes and Chik-fil-A.
Is that because there's nothing else to talk
And
about? in
maybe they've been
Michigan?
paid off. That's the conspiracy there. They've probably
I
been paid
think
off.
that the Flint water people
Right.
are putting some money in to talk about the Burger King.
Yeah, they're getting paid. Checks in the mail. So I'm excited for it though, because I do love me some Burger King. I wonder if they can pull it off. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Maybe we'll have an addendum episode. That'd
Yeah.
be fun.
Let's do it.
see.
Okay. Well, anything else to add with the Chicken Wars?
I hope they're not raging again tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Prepare yourself for the aftermath.
Shout out to Robert's wife and what you're about to encounter. And,
My wife could use a break. Pray for her.
okay. We will pray.
Sending prayers and hugs.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that does it for this week's Chicken Wars episode. Thank you for listening.
Join us
See ya.
next week.
Next week. Woo!
Bye.
Cue music.
Peace. Hello.
I have to point out. So Taco Bell, which y'all laughed at me for bringing to the Chicken Wars, comes in 4th place, but they didn't get even a chance to get points in the bun category.
No bun.
So if we discount the bun points for everyone,
Let him go.
That
Let him finish. Let him
that
finish.
puts
guys.
Taco
Let him-
Bell in 2nd place.
It's a great creation. I think I'll call it that. It's not a sandwich.
And did you know that there are consequences for a Chick-fil-A employee not
Yeah.
saying my pleasure?
I
Is it
did
like
know
a-
that.
Is it like a Disneyland employee who doesn't smile? Is that?
Yeah, it could be up to and including termination.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'd hate for an employee to lose their job over something like that. So I don't think that would be something that I would go mention, but I'm sure Karen has done that before.
Yeah, I'm sure Karen has.
Yep.
I have to ask, how did you guys feel last week after we ate all those chicken sandwich preparing for this?
I know I ate at least 3 whole sandwiches myself. Between cutting
I'll
them all
just
up.
say
I'm
the
pretty
chicken
sure-
wars were raging.
I'm pretty sure that was just Taco Bell's fault. So if you want to talk about, okay, I think what we need to do
There's a
here
6th category here.
is
Okay.
have a separate night. Okay, so you have one night where you just eat one thing, and then gauge your bodily functions after for a 24 period, and decide which one wreaks the most havoc.
That is a solid plan.
I'm betting that it's Taco Bell.
You might be onto something because I went to Taco Bell and got 2 more naked chalupas midweek. I've been struggling a little bit this week.
Yeah.
I'm
And
telling
my wife has asked me to no longer use our bathroom until I quit eating Taco Bell.
Oh man, that was about 4 years ago for me. I can't use our bathroom.